Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode of Furu Finance. We have a very special guest today. This is a double header stream. He invited me to be on his channel, and we finished the stream. We're like, hey, this went so well. Why don't you come on my channel? So we got Archetype XYZ.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, Mr. Archetype?
Furu, I have to thank you for having me on your channel, man. I was not expecting this. I have a very small YouTube channel, so I'm gonna be going live eventually. But until I don't have a vibrant live chat yet, I'm gonna be recording my interviews, cutting things up, putting a nice intro, outro to them. So me and Furu did a little interview this morning on my channel, and man, I'm grateful for the invite to come onto your channel. I've been watching you for a long time, man, and it's cool to be able to converse with you in real life right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's great to have you. And let's get into it. So what's going on in the chat? Let's first say hi to the chat, guys. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this over social media, and you can check out Archetype at Archetype XYZ on Twitter and on YouTube at Archetype
XYZ on YouTube too. Yeah,
Archetype XYZ on YouTube. Okay, we'll plug it in the chat soon.
I think it's on Instagram too. Archetype_XYZ.
Oh, Archetype_XYZ on Instagram too.
Yeah.
Mixed Crypto Arts. What's going on? What's up, Quay? Caleb Brantley.
Way, let's go.
Let's go. Nice. Cookie de Chocolata. What's up? The Duchess. Recently, I started re-listening back to you, Mr. Furu. I like you as a content creator. Please always remain humble as a community. We need all influencers working together. So true. Thank you for checking in. David Weinberg, what's up? He's a patron. Big shout out to him. He's like, we need previews. It's torture. Hey, David.
David's a good
name. I
appreciate
you being a patron.
It's a strong name.
Yeah. Nigliano, what's up? Steelers 72 Arc, what's up? Brazology, big shout out to him. Chad Donnerschwans, what's up? Chad Donnerschwans and Hexator. Brazology says, is this pre-recorded? Furu looks pre-recorded.
No, Briz, it's not. It ain't.
No, the stream. The show with Archetype is pre-recorded.
Yeah, my show was pre-recorded. Yeah,
that's gonna come out. When's it coming out?
Tomorrow.
It's coming out tomorrow, guys. So you guys better be on his channel. We discussed a lot of things. We went through a lot of topics.
We took a bathroom break too in the middle, so that's why it's not recorded, right? Because
not supposed to say that.
No, facts. Yeah, no, it's
not edited out.
I want to go live eventually like this, but you gotta build up a live stream audience, like these folks that come in live and chat, because it's more fun that way.
Nah, you just make a hex thumbnail and people join. When I started, I had maybe 7-8 people in the chat.
Wow.
Maybe. Yeah, you just got to do it, man. That's what you got to do. You just got to do it. But it depends also, because you might be one of those people that doesn't want to be off the cuff. You want to be careful. So it's definitely something to consider, everything.
I'm still kind of figuring out, the kind of content I want to create, like the kind of person I want to come off as. Do I want to be the person that I'm with my buddies, swearing, or do I want to be a little bit more censored for YouTube? So I feel like if you just put the, it's not for people under 18, and then don't restrict it, but it's not for kids, I think that swearing should be fine. I'm not going to swear on your channel, but I'm Canadian, by the way, everybody, so I do swear a little bit. I have a sailor's mouth up here.
They say sorry after those.
Yeah, I only apologize if I mean it, though.
I'm sorry. No, we love our Canadians.
Sorry.
Give us introduce yourself a little bit before we get into what's going on in Hex, because I know everyone's here for that, but we need to know who you are.
I'm a 25-year-old YouTuber. I can say that now. I'm a YouTuber. I'm more onto X. I do a lot more posting on there. I just I started my things. I have a digital marketing background, an entrepreneurship background, serial entrepreneur. I started multiple businesses in the past. I'm not doing any of them anymore, but I did make some money off of a few in the past. Like I was a personal trainer, so I ran my own application on the iOS phone, not Android. I discriminated against them, but no, my clients had iPhones, so I was like training them on there during the pandemic. And then during the pandemic, I was like, you know what? I need to make more money. So I started looking in the ethos of like entrepreneurship on YouTube, and I found cryptocurrency basically at the top of almost at the top of 2021. Whereas a lot of normal people, I was a normie, and people get onboarded into crypto at the top of the bull cycles because the media, everybody's grandma's talking about it Thanksgiving. So I got onboarded into it. I took some L's at the beginning. I didn't know I was really buying the top. I didn't know about the 4-year cycle. And then, I just stuck with it. I was one of those people that stuck through the harsh times. And I know that I'm going to make it out very nicely in the next bull cycle because I'm accumulating at these price levels right now. I'm jumping on pulsechain and HEX at these price levels. Guys like Furu that are showing up every single day are motivating. Like for me, especially, like, I started this out knowing that there's probably not going to be that many viewers in the bear market right now, and there's not that much interest. But building out your foundation, building out your audience is really important right now in the bear market. And I think that a lot of those normal people are going to come around in the bull cycle, and you're gonna the fruits of your labor will pay off eventually. And even if you're not a content creator, because I was a consumer for a while, Furu, I was just consuming other people's content. I love YouTube. I was like, I have one life in this dimension, in this lifetime. I want to do something special. I want to do something extraordinary. I want to retire young. So I picked my lane to make that money early on. I have a job in real life. I work in HR at a company, and so that's my bread and butter. But then with my bread and butter, I want to put as many profits as I can into crypto, and I'm all in on crypto. Like if crypto doesn't work out, I'm saying it right now on Furu's channel, I'm screwed. I'm so screwed. But I'm so confident. I'm very, very, very confident that we're all going to be very, very well off in the future. I know that there's some HEX OGs that are already very well off. But I think that the people that are in their 20s, especially like myself and Furu, we'll be sitting pretty in about 1.5 years, 2 years from now when the bull market comes. If you're staking even more yield, that's even better. I keep my HEX liquid at the moment. I have a couple short-term like stakes, but nothing like 15 years. All on Pulse chain as well. Nothing wrong against getting HEX. We talked a little bit about that this morning. But I'm just gonna say, but I am gonna say though, I'm gonna say if you were to get one or the other,
freedom of speech, okay.
If you were to get one or the other, I would say HEX on Pulse chain at the moment. If you already have HEX stakes and you don't want to, EES, that's cool. And I understand that psychology behind it. We were talking about in depth this morning. It makes more sense to, because I think the staking system as well, now I'm going off in a rabbit hole, but the staking system on Pulse chain allows you to do short-term stakes and not pay that much gas fees. So, that's why I would do that. But I got onboarded into Pulse chain, PulseX, HEX I think it was about 10 months ago. I found your channel, Corey Costa, Richard Hart, obviously first. And then I found the little streamers like that cover the content because, they're giving a little bit more in-depth analysis on a regular basis, like yourself on a daily basis. So it's really informative stuff and it's educating. And I learned a lot about the ecosystem through, YouTubers like yourself, Furu.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. And yeah, I think we're gonna make it out all right. And it's a great story. So everyone, smash the like button if you haven't already. We got 29 people watching. Low viewership. I think it's because I was lazy and made the thumbnail last minute. I should have made it this morning, but it is what it is. I'm sure people will come in. They know where to find me.
I think a lot of people are going to become millionaires in the next cycle. If you're not already a millionaire, I would say if you're not already 100,000-aire, you're going to get to that next level 10x. But if you take those risks getting into those plays like this ecosystem, you have a really good chance. 10K could turn into a million, 100x from here, especially with like where you're starting at. If you were DCAing a couple months ago, you're down. But if you're just getting in right now, 100x from here doesn't seem that far off anymore. Like, to make 100x, it's so cheap.
No, it doesn't at all. That's why I'm so committed to dollar cost averaging and sitting on it, because, well, I'm committed to dollar cost averaging instead of buying dips, because everyone that was buying dips for HEX at like 10 cents is out of cash. Because they thought that 3 cents, 2 cents was the bottom, and then the dip keeps dipping. But if you have a DCA sort of strategy, then you could price in your income and future income and DCA in a method that allows you to have dry powder throughout the bear market and also not be over invested, which a lot of people are, unfortunately, right now. But yeah, the hundreds of X's are very attainable now.
Well, what's the definition of over invested in your opinion?
Where you don't have money.
Pay your bills. Yeah, you can't pay your bills.
Can't pay your bills. Can't sustain your lifestyle.
Yeah, like keep your bills paid and keep dollar cost averaging, like Furu just said. But like, I've bought in all along these ways. Every single dip, I'm like, another dip, another dip, another dip, and I'm like, I look at it with optimism. I look at it like, yes, I can get even more. I can have another 100 billion pulse chain to my wallet. I didn't think not 100 billion, 100 million. 100 billion would be insane. Like, it's possible to really get to 1 billion pulse chain. If you're not an OG, if you didn't sacrifice, it is really possible at these levels to get 1 billion pulse chain. And you're going to be so well off, because I do truly believe in this ecosystem. Like, once Richard comes back, once he beats the SEC, Grayscale, Ripple, all lawsuits that are turning out well for crypto. Richard's a smart guy. He did not use those. I doubt it. I can't tell for sure. He did not use those sacrifice funds to buy himself things. He was already a millionaire. So we're all going to be sitting pretty in a couple years, because the builders are here. They're building every single day in Pulse Chain. They're building projects.
Westcott's a big fan of those builders.
Westcott Crypto. I think I've seen him on your channel a few times. He's a dope guy, man. I think he does music. I need to do more research on that guy, man. He's dope.
He's got the builders, man. All right, let's get into wait. Let's just take a look at these chats real quick. What do you think about Academaciated saying that I'm an AI?
Furu is he's like 75% AI. He's like you're so committed that like this is the thing, is like, I was like an NPC before like I started my channel, right? I was an NPC because I was just consuming content, and I was like, you know what? I actually need to be out here and like talking to these people, because we need more people talking about crypto. But Furu, he's been committed to this every single day and doing 5 streams a week, and on the weekends doing shorts. And I understand now how much work actually really goes into it, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, dude. I understand that. And not only just covering YouTube, which is like the main platform, which is like, if you don't have cred on YouTube, you need to start building your cred on YouTube, like, because this is where it is, and you've built it, man, and you built it from grassroots, from zero, like everybody else. And by just being there 5 days a week present, and then on the weekends editing your videos, chopping them up, putting shorts out there. You're on Instagram now. I would say you're 75% AI, because that AI's work ethic is second to none. Sami right now is, well, I mean, you can tell he's full-time doing it, right? So he's got all of his time doing it. And I compare him, I compare myself with the top. I don't compare myself with the bottom. I compare myself with the best in the space, and Furu is one of the best in the space. So go like and subscribe to his channel.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
For sure.
So I guess let's guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We could get into the charts. The charts are a little bit down. Well, first of all, this is the HEX chart. It's dropped below 8. It's dropped below an eighth of a penny. We're at 0079.
Another
It
good
looks like
opportunity.
just maybe during this stream or right before it, we had a red candle. So what are you thinking of? What are you thinking about looking at the charts and my trend line?
Yeah, so your trend line right there is a support level compared to that last bottom, I think. Is that the daily or yeah, that's the daily chart, right?
Yeah, it's
One day.
based on that and the most recent local low.
It bounced off of that support line very well. Like it looks
But I drew it after it bounced.
Yeah.
So
No, that's art.
Like
That's Leonardo da Vinci art right there. Boom, right there. Like that takes a lot of talent and a lot of skill to do this, you know? And
I redraw the trend line as the, as it breaks, just redraw it and then you look like a genius.
Yeah, you just redo the chart over and over again. And you know what? You could do another line. You could do another line, man, from that top and then down, and then you could say that's a downwards triangle pattern, and say that we're ready to break up.
It's so funny. Like everyone draws the trend lines after it plays out, and then like I don't know. I'm not a big. Are you a big believer in trend lines? This is
I would say I'm more of a listen, okay, no more, like, joking aside, like I look at the news more. I look at the news and seeing like, oh, like, did Gary say something that the SEC file a lawsuit? For example, like those are all really predictable plays. Like, oh, it is going to crash 100%. And then the more people that find out about that news, they're going to sell. They're going to be bearish. Then drawing random lines and colors in a chart. But I have to say, though, there is a little bit of truth to the charts, but I feel like it's more like rolling dominoes and trying to get 2 6s. Like it's kind of a crapshoot. You don't know necessarily if it's going to break. Like they always say this, the TA guys and gals, they're always like, yeah, we're getting really, really ready. It's consolidating right now. And
it's either going to go up or down.
It's going to either break up to the upside and to the right, or it's going to break down for another consolidation level at a lower level. It's kind of BS because everything matters about the macro landscape, what's going on with the economy. The war in Ukraine still going on. There's a lot of different things that are affecting the economy right now.
Yeah, so if you look right here, everybody said there was a bottom at about like 1 penny. It was like a little bit, it went like a little under a penny. And then it was going up and it was like, yeah, for sure the bottom. And then you sort of have, this would be considered a bull flag, right? Like, you have the post and then the flag, and then it was supposed to be breaking to the upside,
and then
everyone was more certain. And then these 4 candles we have here was the SEC lawsuit announcement. And where on the charts would you see that? I mean, these are things that exist outside of the charts that affect the charts. So that's really why you can't really rely on TA. I like to dabble with it just for fun and because that's what people want, but it's really got to be taken with a grain of salt, I think is the way to put it.
I'll have to say though, like that's a really good example right there of like that huge red candle right in the middle. SEC lawsuit that day. We all remember that day a few weeks ago. And the chart wouldn't tell you that's going to happen. But now that you're looking at the chart, you're like, that's what happened, right? So it's always hindsight 2020.
Exactly.
But you just cannot tell what's going to happen in the news. So you have to, as a good trader, you have to really pay attention to the news outlets, what's going on, and finding, because YouTubers are always late. YouTubers have to create the content, and then they got to edit it, and they got to post it. You got to look at sites, like
Twitter. Twitter, I think, is huge.
Twitter's the fastest one. X is the fastest outlet to get your information, because a tweet, boom, it's out there in the ethos. So yeah, you gotta look at that stuff. If you were the best trader in the world, Furu, you would have sold your entire bag right before the SEC lawsuit and then rebought 2 days later. But nobody can tell that, right?
Yeah, that's the
So
kind of thing you try and do, then you're probably gonna lose. That's the thing. You got to just buy and hold usually.
you gotta hodl.
Um, but let's so people are really spooked by the SEC lawsuit. I think that's one of the things that really invalidated the bottom right over here. Obviously, I mean it's not one of it is the thing, and it is like the first time where people are really starting to question the continuity of the ecosystem. Like, is it even going to be around? And that's why we have such low prices. And many see it as opportunity, and many see it as panic and get the hell out. Which one are you leaning towards?
It's a good question.
I can't tell based on your background.
Okay, so wait, hold on a second, I can't say. Okay, so this is the HEX side, my PLS side. I would say I'm leaning more towards PLS right now. Like if I had $1,000 to
No, I meant as to whether or not it's coming back. We'll get into
it
that.
Is going to come back. It is going to come back because
back.
I think that Richard being a millionaire at 25 years old, he did not need to use sacrifice funds to buy himself a lot of vanity and materialistic objects like the SEC is alluding to in their lawsuit, like that he used those funds to buy the world's largest diamond, some cars like the white Lambo or Ferrari, whatever it is. I don't think that that's true. I think that he actually used those funds to donate to the medical research thing, which he's very involved with, which is a humanitarian effort. And I think that,
No, so that was the pulsechain sack. You had an option to donate, but all the money I think is still sitting in stables or Ethereum or HEX. None of it has
just
moved,
be sacrificed. I
think except 12 million, and that's where the allegation that it was used to buy the diamond comes from.
Do you think that that's real though? Do you think that he actually?
I don't know. I haven't seen any evidence that it was used for that, and so it's not even clear was. But even if it was, it's not even clear that he's not allowed to do it because it was said that we are not supposed to have any expectations of profit from the work of others.
His wording was used so meticulously. He used his words so specifically that it's shocking to me that like if he does get caught for something, like it would be really shocking because he planned everything out. He made everything not a security on purpose. It'd be, some people would like Twitter the line and say like, yeah, but he was like using similar words to alluding that it was a security and people were expecting profit. And I don't know if in a couple of his streams, I've watched so many of his live streams that were 3 hours, 4 hours long. And I miss those live streams, by the way. Like I'm sure everybody does, but I think a couple times he might have said a few things. Like if I had to play devil's advocate, he might have said a couple things every once in a while that maybe a mistake here and there. Because I think I did listen to him say, if you buy HEX, you'll be rich or something like that, or not those same exact words. I'm not quoting him, but I feel like over the last couple of years, there was a lot of positivity with HEX, and that can maybe be alluded to like, hey, expectation of profit, but it doesn't pass all the characteristics of the Howey test. So that's the thing that's why I don't think it's a security. At the very worst, I feel like he'll settle for something, but that's not going to affect the actual project, the blockchain, anything like that, like whatsoever. So I think that will be fine. I think that the price is going to keep being suppressed for a little bit though, for sure.
I think I have
really
to
good
agree
levels to accumulate
with everything you're saying. I think that the case is not strong, and we're getting a lot of good precedent with these other SEC lawsuits against crypto. So I think buying time may be effective. Just we see between now and when they originally announced the lawsuit, I think Richard Hart's case has gotten a lot stronger in just a couple of weeks. I think by the time we have like November 28th, which is the date for the pretrial,
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be a lot of leverage in terms of a settlement. I don't think the SEC is gonna want to take it to court because it'd be a really bad look after losing a couple times. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, I think that they're a rogue organization. They try to go after a lot of these. First off, they don't want crypto to thrive. They don't want it to survive. They want a CBDC put into place, and they're here to protect investors, and they're here to regulate the Securities and Exchange Commission. They're here to regulate the securities market, right?
Yeah.
And overall, they do a good job with the stock market. They do a good job with things like that. But with crypto, I feel like they need a whole new entity formed to regulate this space because it's a new asset class, right? Some of them are kind of commodities. Some of them are in the middle, like they're kind of like securities and commodities all in the same thing. They need new definitions formed. But yeah, they need. I think there was a crypto bill in Australia that was just turned down this morning. I saw on Watcher Guru, so that was turned down. So a lot of these like old people, there should be like a cap on when you can run for office for a lot of these places. You should not be over the age of 65 years old in positions of like regulation and making new laws. You're not going to be here in the next 10 years, 20 years. If you're 75, 85, you shouldn't be dictating things. Like crypto is innovative. It allows a lot of people that have very little to be able to transact with anybody on the planet. It allows people to create financial freedom earlier on in their life than later on. So it stifles me that a lot of these regulators just they want to inhibit your freedom, right? They don't want you to be able to invest in this space. And they're trying to get rid of all the main actors. You're seeing CZ's been under attack a lot. Richard Hart has been under attack a lot. And it's just crazy because these are inventors. These people are people of this century that are actually moving the needle forward and innovating for the United States. And it's crazy. Like a lot of the things are under attack in this country right now. And freedom of speech is under attack. And this is a really big form of freedom of speech. This is open source code for anybody, and it baffles my mind. I mean, I think eventually people are going to really get the hang of crypto. Normies going to know how to transact. You can be on one blockchain and interact with another one. The interoperability is going to be there. So I feel like we're going more digital and not less digital. So we're going to have a really good future. 2025, a lot of us will be millionaires. And yeah, we're going to be sitting pretty. A lot of the people are going to inflow into the space, watch the content, watch the YouTube videos. It's going to be good.
Yeah, and Osprey says I have to stop dressing like a 1950s math teacher. In fact, he's
what?
Best guess it's tucked fully into my underwear. Wow.
What?
Whoa.
Bro, he's wearing a button-down shirt. What's wrong with that?
Detention for you. Detention for a week. And I'm calling your parents.
Osprey, what do you think of the t-shirt and then jacket? Is it modern?
Oh man, big shout out to Ben Dubard. What's up, Ben Dubard? I think the SEC, a big thing is that they just really don't understand it and they're a little bit behind the curve, but I think that eventually maybe they'll catch up. But the good thing is I think we understand it and we're ahead, and I think that's why I'm not really too worried. But we'll have to see how it plays out. A lot of things in the lawsuit were just not really true. Like they said PulseX was like an ERC-20, and they said he defrauded investors. He didn't defraud investors. I mean, that would imply that he was saying that we're going to take that money and we're going to create a we're going to put it to work or something. I mean, there was always the notion, the knowledge that we're not entitled to it. And I think, especially the idea that like HEX is security. I mean, that's not a security. I don't think any of them are, but HEX certainly isn't. I mean, that really fails it by a lot. And,
Yeah,
and we'll have to wait and
security.
see. But I think there's amazing precedent. I think if XRP is not a security, I think how the much more so, I don't
None
think
of it's a
pulsechain or
security, man.
HEX is.
None of it's a security. They're all cryptocurrencies that are decentralized at the end of the day. And I'm not kidding you though. I'm really not kidding you. $1,000 right now could be $100K. Every single $1,000 could be another $100K, another $100K, another $100K. And it's like it's so crazy that it's hard to imagine, but really putting in that much money right now, this is really close to the bottom. Really, like, how much lower can it go? You went through the SEC lawsuit. Like, all it's going to do is it's going to be stifled. The price action won't go up into the right for the next few months. Cool, that's okay. You can keep accumulating at these prices. Like, oh wait, you have to pay your bills this week. That's cool. In a month from now, it's still going to be down here. It's still going to be down here for a few more months. Like, you got some time. Try to make as much money as you can right now. Like try dollar cost average as much as you can. I'm looking at the chat right now. It's nice that we can see this chat right here. I like that.
Yeah, StreamYards.
StreamYards is dope. Ben Dubard's dope, eh? He's a cool guy.
He's pretty dope, eh?
He's a dope. Yeah, it looks like like pulsechain's going to be consolidating for a little bit longer. I don't think that there's going to be another level down though, like anytime soon.
Wait, so we were talking earlier. You prefer? I mean, I could show all the charts, but they really all look kind of the same, mostly for the most part.
Okay, the only
matter
one...
which one's down the most and which one is up the most, but like the directional changes.
The only one that I'm bearish on will be PulseX.
PulseX. I'm not a believer in PulseX.
Not that I'm not a believer. Don't get twisted. Not that I'm not a believer, but it's a DEX. At the end of the day, it's a DEX. And there's going to be other DEXs that come out, right? A blockchain like pulsechain is it's original, like it's its own thing, right? There's already other DEXs on pulsechain, right? I don't even know what their names are, but I know there's a few builders that have talked to me in the past and like about their thing, and it's just a DEX. It's a way to transact, to swap tokens into this one and also earn yield. And those are the products that are offered onto a decentralized exchange. It's had so much money backing it, and they're late with a lot of the single side staking stuff. They're late with a few other things. I feel like it's the only thing that I'm bearish on. Am I buying more? Every once in a while, I buy a little bit more, but I buy way more pulsechain HEX because HEX is its own product. It's a staking product at the end of the day. That's really what it is. It's earning more HEX, and it's going to accrue value over time by having more people into it and understanding that the T-share system and the yield system with it. PulseX is the only one that it's going to be hard for it to compete if it's not caught up to speed all the time. Like if it's not updated, it's going to be hard for it to compete with other DEXs. That token itself, like the DEX is always going to work. The token has nothing to do with the performance of the DEX. It has nothing to do. It's like a stock to a DEX, right? But it's decentralized, it's a cryptocurrency. But it's the only one that I wouldn't buy over HEX or pulsechain, though. It's the only one right now. Okay, it's my least favorite.
Okay. You don't like the buy and burn? There's the buy and burn.
I like the tokenomics of PulseX. I do like the tokenomics of it. But at the end of the day, what are you investing in? Are you investing in a DEX or are you investing in a layer one? Are you investing in HEX? If I had money to invest today, I would, not financial advice, I would invest in pulsechain.
So you prefer pulsechain to HEX?
That's a different question. I would say HEX on pulsechain would be my number one.
But Pulse is too.
Pulse is really good. Yeah, I really love pulsechain. Like, so I separate the money that I make from my job in real life. I buy both. I just buy both. I separate it. You know, when I go in this ecosystem, I go on the Pulse side and I buy, like if I have $200, I'll do 100, 100. I don't buy Pulse X really.
Okay, so
It'll
here's
go up too with the other ones, but like I don't need all three really as
yeah,
much.
and it's yeah, I understand. Like
Yeah,
it's you're wearing yourself thin. I mean, even though it's all going to go up together, but
it's
I
all gonna go
understand.
up.
And
It's all gonna go up.
a lot of people are writing it off. A lot of people are just not buying more. I'm definitely not buying as much as Pulse or Hex, but Lee has sold everything for Hex. I hope he didn't sell the house.
Hex on
um,
Ethereum, eh?
yeah, no, that would be a disgrace. But in my opinion, not financial advice, but my gripe with Pulse is that there's a whale's bonus multiplier. Like every whale who sacked is break even right now. And
Yep.
even though it's down this much, every whale's
Yep.
break even. And everyone in Hex is down like 99%. I feel like it's just like a lot more oversold.
Aren't they a little bit over break even though?
Yeah,
They're
they're a
little
little
bit
over
over.
break even on Pulse, and like a lot of people sack their Hex for Pulse. So like they're
Mm,
really up a lot. So like they're really
mm-hmm.
in a lot of profits. So that can make it like heavier. But like everyone that's been getting in on Hex lately is down 90, 80, 70%, depending on when they've been buying. But I mean, everyone's really down. And the people that sacrifice for Pulse had the ability to flush out of Hex, you know, between the sacrifice and now, um, and launch, I guess you could say. And I think that makes me a lot more comfortable buying Hex. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that explains the price action, stronger relative strength and price action to Pulse, Hex to Pulse. Like Hex goes up more and down less. That's not a guarantee it's going to continue like that. But what do you think
Mm-hmm.
about that?
I think that you're right. I think that Hex is a little bit less volatile because there's more people in it. Um, because even if there's not as many people, because everybody that's in Hex on Pulse chains also got Pulse chain, right? But people are also in Hex on Ethereum, so there's a lot of people in it. Um, I actually think that Hex is probably the best product out of all three because Hex does what it's supposed to do, right? They all do what they're supposed to do, but Hex is really it's a unique thing, right? It's a thing that just basically the only use case of it is accruing value over time and just earning more yield, earning more T shares. It doesn't have to really do a lot of work, right? All you have to do is stake. That's it. That's all you have to do and you can hold it liquid and it's going to accrue value over time. Like when in doubt, zoom out and you're looking, yeah, the chart right now is very, very, very flat. We're at like the same price levels at like 2020 or 2021 at the beginning. I don't even remember, but maybe you could pull that up, like the chart of like Hex, like all time. But like we're very, very cheap right now. But look at the whole entire crypto market. Everything is
Mm.
so down. Bitcoin's 70% down. Ethereum is 80, whatever. Like they're all very, very, very down. Cardano, huge. Like it went to $3. Now it's at 25 cents or 30 cents. So which ones are going to come back stronger and rip harder, And if you have your $1,000 and you put it into one vehicle, which one's going to move the fastest up? If you were to go in the RH ecosystem, I would say probably Hex on Pulse Chain. I would say that's my pick. You can pick whatever you want. But I would pick that if you were going to pick one. But then my second pick would be Pulse Chain. And then Pulse X would be my third on that ecosystem. Unless there's other products that come out on Pulse Chain, like other projects that are innovative, that are unique, and I'm sure there are some. I'm not too educated on the Pulse Chain ecosystem at the moment. I'm going to do more education on it in the next few weeks. I want to learn more about who's building. I've heard about this orange one. I've heard about this P-Dye one. These
They're
apparently they're
definitely
meme
not
coins.
innovative. They're really meme coins, but
They're meme
hey, I
coins.
mean,
Like it's all part of the ecosystem, right? And actually, at the
yeah.
end of the day, it onboards more people, getting more people into it because people see the incentive of, oh, I can make 100x in this ecosystem. How do you get into this ecosystem? You got to buy Pulse Chain to get into it, and then you gotta do other things. So all in all, it's bullish. It's bullish that there's things going on. There's a party going on in this ecosystem, even if it's things that are backed by nothing other than community and things like that. Well, most things are. Bitcoin is backed by community only. If people didn't believe in it, it would go to zero. People believe that it's a store of value. People believe why? Because they think it's going to go up in price. That's the only reason why they hold it. There's no other reason why they hold it. So it's the same thing with this one. Pulsechain's a blockchain. It's going to have a lot of products and projects that are built on it. Let's see where the community takes it. You and I are doing our parts. We're making content, right? I'm not a coder. I'm not a developer. So I'm not going to be able to help in that regards. But am I going to talk about it? For sure. I'm going to do my thing. Try to get it out on the internet. That's the thing that I try to do. I really am bullish on this ecosystem. When I tell people, I'm like, I put another $100 in. That $100 is $2,000 in the future. You got to look at it that way. Like you're paying yourself.
Very true. Very true.
There's a lot of comments right now. People.
I remember like looking at these like during the bull market.
Yeah. When
things were, I'm just searching your crypto channel Archetype so I can put it in the I want to put it in the
it's Archetype XYZ at Archetype.
Oh, there we
XYZ.
go. Okay, I got it. I'm just linking it in the chat for everyone to go over there and subscribe. I do remember like during the bull market, I came in the bull market like most people. So guys, click on the link and just hit the sub real quick and hit the like button to this video as well while you're at it. But I remember like coming in and then I'd look back at the video, like, so I was following some content creators and then I looked back at their videos when Bitcoin was down and Ethereum was down and everything else was down.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking like, if only I was watching those videos, at that time, I wish those people are just so lucky. They're all sitting nice and pretty.
They are.
And, I sort of see this current moment in time maybe as that opportunity because everything's down and we're in despair and there's still content out there. And I feel like in maybe a year from now, people look back at the content that we're making right now. And they'll say, if only I was around then. I wish I could have been there. I could have just put in a couple $100 and I would have, bags that I can't even achieve now.
5,000. So,
it's important to put that into perspective, and it's important to remember. I know a lot of people are down a lot, and they don't have as much money to buy as they did during the bull market, and they're certainly not as eager to do it because the price keeps going down. But you really don't need to put in a lot of money, And I'm saying like you could put in less than $100, and if this thing goes up,
100x,
I mean that's 100x, 1000x. You put in a couple hundred every couple weeks or $50 a week, you could have considerable value. Obviously everything's depending on when things go up, but this is right now a time of despair, and I do sort of see it as a huge opportunity. But what do you think?
I think so too, and I just wish I was paying attention to crypto in 2018 so that I can know about Richard Hart and then know about he's dropping a product called HEX. And then I'm gonna put in $1,000. That's gonna 10,000x. Like, I wish, but you cannot live in the past. Those different decisions did not happen for you in your lifetime. The only thing you can do right now is look at where are we right now in the charts? Where are we right now with the timeline of crypto adoption? And looking at how much money do I have to invest? And if you don't have any money to invest, go work your butt off. Go get your job. Go get a part-time job, and then put in like every single $100. I keep things round numbered. Like everything, like $100 could be another 1,000 right there, another 2,000, 5,000, and it's just crazy. Like you put in 10K. I'm a firm believer, and I'm just a round numbered kind of guy. 10K, pulsechain right now, move. That's a big move. That's a big play. Put in 10K. Oh, you already did put in 10K and it's down. That's okay. Buy more right now. You never thought that you'd be able to buy at these price levels before. So like these are SAC levels. These are really, really low. People waited years for this, and you still have the opportunity to get in at these low prices, which is insane to me. whatever. I mean, like if you didn't take your 3x when it launched, that's cool. Whatever. A lot of people hodled, and then they hodled their profits all the way down to a loss right now. That's cool. I did kind of the same. I didn't really take any profits of pulsechain, to be honest. I was messing around with wrapped Bitcoin, not the fake one on pulsechain, but the actual Ethereum token one, the one that has value. I took some profits off of the pulsechain when it dropped in the springtime, converted it into wrapped Bitcoin, which held its value. Then I waited a few more months, and I see these price levels right now, and it's very low. I can't tell the future though. I don't have a crystal ball. Like I don't know if it's gonna go lower. But it just feels like what else can happen? What else? What other FUD can move this needle downwards? Because Gary's already entered. What else? What another catalyst? I would say nuclear war. Nuclear war is the only other thing that can really just destroy this entire thing.
Fun
But
in
that
my
would just
bags with nuclear war.
if nuclear war happens,
I'm kidding.
Furu, we don't have to worry about this. We got to worry about getting food. We got to worry about getting water.
Yeah, if that happens,
Right?
whatever. We could call it a wrap. It's fine.
Yeah, nobody cares anymore about this.
No,
We're all
yeah.
trying to get rich quick. We're all trying to get rich quick so that we can, and quick can be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. That's quick. All that is quick compared to 40 years working at a job, retiring off of a pension or no pension, saving your money over time. This is very quick money in cryptocurrency. And if you get sidetracked into those meme coin plays, you're going to see, just from me speaking from experience, you're going to lose your money over time. Like, unless you're really, really good at taking profits when it's high, because we always think it can go higher because we're greedy creatures. Stick to the fundamentals, stick to the pulse chain, hex, pulse hex, because those ones are the big ones. Those are the big three. To get into any single meme coin on pulse chain, you need to get pulse chain. So if you're buying pulse chain, you're good. You're already doing very good. You're doing better than 99% of the population right now. Like if you're in this crypto sphere, you're already cutting edge. You're cutting edge. You're entrepreneurial. You're an investor, and you look at things that are trying to move the needle quicker than the stock market. It's a 2x after 10 years.
Yeah, well said. It's true. We are on the cutting edge. All right, man. I guess we could end it with that. But obviously, absolute pleasure having you on. I hope everybody goes over to your channel, smashes the like button, subscribes to your channel. We dropped it in the chat. We're gonna actually drop it again. Archetype XYZ. I hope everyone likes this video and subscribes. But yeah, I mean, this is where we're at. I'm very staunch on, waiting to see how it plays out. And what I mean by that is, if we're on a 4-year cycle, we have to wait for that time period in the 4-year cycle when things are supposed to be bullish. And if things don't play out like that, then we could rethink. But right now, I mean, this is the opportunity zone, in my opinion, not financial advice. Got any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. Try to not get down. Try to not get depressed when you're seeing your portfolio go way down. Like you have to be able to separate your emotions from your bags, and you need to be able to keep your head moving forward, keep your chin up. Start building something. If you're not doing anything right now, start doing something. If you're not a developer, if you're not a coder, create some content, or retweet others' things. Like do what you can to really get this stuff out into people's faces. Just try to share things, try to do everything you can. Like if you're not, I do truly mean that. It's liking, retweeting, subscribing, talking to people in real life, word of mouth. Like actually telling people in real life how to do things. Like I do crypto content on other things too, not just like the 3 in the background, but so that's introducing some people from different avenues to this one. And I'm not a maximalist by this one either. I'm just an investor. And I tell people that all the time. I'm just an investor. I'm only in this space because I want to make more money. That's the only reason. I also find it incredibly entertaining. It's an escapism to be in this space because it takes us away from our everyday lives. And, this is a real life thing. It's a real life concept. It's cryptocurrency. It's not like just this TV show, but it's, you know, it's an escapism because it's like it's a world where you see hope, where you see, oh, I can put $1,000 and turn it into 10,000 or 100,000 or $1 million one day because people have done it. So it represents hope. And I think that we're on the cutting edge of technology and innovation. So I feel like we're all very set. We're in a bear market right now. There's not too much longer. Bitcoin's halving is going to come in the springtime, and then prices are going to start moving up into the right. And then you're going to be kicking yourself for not getting in at these price levels right now, and nobody's talking about it. And definitely subscribe to Furu Finance on YouTube and like all the things he does on Twitter, because this guy is working really, really hard. He doesn't even have to be here doing this. He could just be investing in silence, but he's here creating content. So show me your appreciation, and you can follow me, Archetype XYZ, on all those platforms as well.
Thanks, man. Really appreciate you. And I hope you come back again. And guys, tomorrow on Archetype XYZ, you will see my Archetype interviewing me, not me interviewing. So that's going to be, it was really fun. So appreciate you. And for everyone else, like, subscribe, be back at 12 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, and have a great rest of your day.